Hello, I'm Dr. Diana Bezecki-Robson, and I'm the Curator of Botany here at the Manitoba Museum. One of the things I do here at the museum is to determine the distribution and abundance of the plant species that grow in the province. So every year I try to go out into the field to a wild ecosystem to document the plants that grow there. But sometimes I can't identify what a plant is because the features that are diagnostic are a little bit too small to see with the naked eye, and I have to look at them under a microscope. So when that happens, I collect what's known as a voucher specimen. When I find a species that I am interested in, I put it in a plant press, and the press consists of a wooden frame, and it's got sheets of cardboard to provide airflow. And then it's got sheets of blotting paper which absorb any of the water in the plant. So I will put my mystery plant that I've collected in between the sheet of newsprint, write down my catalog number, then I sandwich my press back together and tighten these straps. Sometimes if I have a lot of stuff, I have to sit on it in order to get it nice and tight, and that's just to squeeze all of the water and keep it, get it nice and flat. So then I let the plants in the press dry for about usually 2 to 3 days. Sometimes things that are really thick might need about a week. And when I've got my nice plant specimen, then I can figure out what it is. So we have a whole bunch of other specimens in our collection at the museum, and what I can do is compare my mystery specimen to some plants that we already have. In this case, I'm looking for some hairs on the stem that are very tiny, hard to see, and they are there, so I know that this is a Solidago or a Canada goldenrod specimen. Then I glue the specimen to a sheet of acid-free herbarium paper. Basically, I just go up the stem. People sometimes do this themselves to make cards or things like that. Oops, and plunk it there. And I also have a label where I've written down all of the important information that gets glued in the corner. And to keep the specimen from popping off, to make sure it's glued really well, I just cover it up with a sheet of wax paper, and I put these weights on it to keep it nice and secure. And usually it takes about a day to dry. Once this is dry, I actually stamp a special catalog number that is its unique identification number. So here's a specimen that's already nice and dry. So I'm just going to give it a bit of a stamp there with the Manitoba Museum's name. And I'm going to give it a double tap. So the last step is to take the specimen, give it to our cataloger. They will write down all of the information in our database, and that database is then used by government employees and scientists all around the world to learn more about the distribution and rarity of different plant species, and to do things like create conservation plans. You can view some of the museum's herbarium specimens if you go to www.PrairiePollination.ca.